Hi, welcome back to ingvid.com. I'm Adam. Today's lesson is a little bit tricky because I want to help you understand native speakers. I want you to understand how they speak. So for example, if you hear somebody say, "What'd you do that for?" you should be able to understand what the person said. Now, whether you understood what I just said or not important yet. We're going to get to that. So native speaker pronunciation. Now, before I get into this lesson, I want you to understand, I don't want to teach you how to speak like this. Okay? I don't want you to speak like this. I want you to speak good, clear, strong English, just like I'm speaking to you now. But I also want you to understand that when I am with my Canadian friends, for example, I speak a little bit more like this. It's just natural, it's habit. It's not a good habit, but it's habit, okay? Now, I had a few comments on ingvid.com, quite a few people asking me, why do I understand you? Like, why do you understand me, Adam? But when I watch a TV show or when I watch a movie, I don't know what they're saying. Why such a big difference? Well, first of all, let me say that I am speaking to you knowing what you can and cannot understand for the most part. So I don't speak to you like I would with my Canadian friends who are native English speakers. I don't speak to you like Hollywood actors speak on the movie, okay? I'm speaking to an audience. I know that they need to listen to me, that you need to understand everything I say, so I enunciate. I speak very clearly. I stress each syllable so that you can catch every word I say. But I'm going to talk about when and where to speak like this in a minute. So I did actually do a lesson about how to speak like a native speaker before. You can learn how to make elisions, how to connect sounds, how to, when you have two sounds that are the same, to drop one of them. This is a little bit different. We're going to look at dropped sounds inside words. Now, these words, for example, listen, no T, plumber, no B, dumb, no B. These words are not dropped sound words. These are just the way these words are constructed. We are supposed to make the T silent. We're supposed to make the B silent. That's just how the word is built. But native speakers, native English speakers, and I'm sure this is the same in your native language, if you pay attention carefully to how you speak and how your friends speak, we like to take shortcuts, okay? We don't like too many syllables. We like to have fewer and fewer syllables to make the speech go faster. We don't want to think too much about what we're saying. So for example, here are a few words. Now I'm looking at consonants clusters. Does everybody remember what a consonant is? B, C, D, F, G, etc. Vowels, A, E, I, O, U. All the other letters, consonants. So when we have consonant clusters, these are groups. When you have consonants bunched together, you have a few of them together. When we have words with this situation, we tend to drop one, maybe two of those consonants. So for example, the word probably. 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 I have three syllables in this word. But when I'm speaking in natural speed, I say probably. You coming to the party tomorrow night? Yeah, probably. And now you're watching me in a TV or you're watching me in a movie and you're thinking, what? Probably. What? Probably. Okay? All I'm saying is probably, but what I'm doing, because I have BBL, I have a little cluster of consonant sounds, I'll just drop this one. I don't need it. You'll understand me without it, right? I think with another native speaker. Probably. Goodbye. Even two consonants, that's too much. Goodbye. Goodbye. I barely even say the O's. I just say like, goodbye. Okay? Old friend. Now, in the other video, I told you if the letters, last letter and first letter are the same, you can drop one. But we do it anyway, even if they're not the same. I have an old friend, who I met for dinner last night. Oh, I met an old friend from high school. Okay? We just drop him. Why? Because we can. Because we know that we will be understood. LDFR. Too many consonants. I don't need so many. Drop at least one, right? Get it out of the way. Makes it quicker. The word what. Now, if you listen to native speakers, hardly anybody actually pronounces the T. What did you do last night? What did? What did? What's up? What's up? You've seen movies like sup. Sometimes they don't even say the what, they just say sup. Sup. So we always drop the T because we just don't need it. Okay? You'll hear a lot of these examples in movies and TV shows, etc. So I come up to my boss and I said, yeah, I made a mistake with the report. I sent it to the wrong place. He goes, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that. What does that mean? Now, before I actually tell you, before I open it up and show you what this means, can you guess what it means? You shouldn't have done that. Think about the context. I made a mistake. I sent the report to the wrong place. So my boss is very angry and he goes, oh, very bad. You should not have done. Oh, you should not have done that. I will feel like a little child. He will be even more angry because he had to say more syllables. You shouldn't have done that. Oh, you shouldn't have done that. Okay? But I will understand this. You also need to understand it. But again, it's the context. He's angry. I did something bad that I should not have done. Okay? Now, that's not enough. That's not all. Context is not all. You have the shouldn't and done that. These are clear enough. You should be able to just fill in the rest because of the context. You should not have done that. Now, doesn't do, doesn't give, doesn't have. Doesn't do. Oh, he doesn't do that. We don't bother with the S. Whoop, sorry, wrong place. We just don't bother with the S. It's an extra step, an extra syllable that we just don't need. S and T, too much. Doesn't do. Doesn't give. Now here, we also drop the H. Doesn't have. Don't have. That's why Americans say, oh, he don't got. Even though it's bad grammar, they just got so used to dropping things that they just use bad grammar all the time naturally. Not all Americans. I apologize if I offend anyone, but it does happen. I ain't got nothing. That's bad English, but it happens. H's are quite often dropped because H is a very soft sound. It gets lost in the flow of the speech. If you ever listen to French people, they don't really pronounce the H because it's a very soft sound. So in English, it's actually quite often dropped. What's his name? What's his name? What's her name? What's her? What is her? We keep the TS and make it tss. We drop the H and we put it all together. What's his name? What's her name? Okay? H's, you will very often miss an H when you're listening to native speakers because it's a soft sound that gets lost in the flow. I think a lot of you are aware that the G in an ing word is quite often dropped. Not many people will say, oh, I love singing. Singing. They'll say, oh, I love singing. I love dancing. What's happening? We always drop the G, and sometimes what's happening? Sometimes we even drop the vowels in between because it's just too busy. We don't need it. You understand what I'm saying? That's what's important, okay? Sometimes we even drop the initial vowel. So here, excuse me, can I ask you a question? Excuse me. I should say, excuse me, but I have a K, an S, a K. Oh, too many consonants there. I'll just drop this one. And I figured, well, you know what? I'm not going to go from E to S. I already dropped the K. I may as well just drop the E too. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay? Very common way to say excuse. Do you need some help? No, it's okay. That's okay. It's okay. I don't need this I. It's troublesome. It's okay is enough. You understand it, or another native speaker will understand it. Now, what is the moral of this story? What am I trying to tell you? To practice this? No, I don't want you to practice this. This is basically everyday street language. Even native speakers are aware that they shouldn't do this in certain contexts, in certain situations. If you're going to a job interview, don't speak like this. A native speaker will not speak like this in a job interview. He or she will enunciate. This is actually, you don't need to know this word, but I'll write it anyway. Enunciate means stress every syllable. Okay? Enunciate. So, it's okay. Thank you. Okay. I'm not going to say goodbye. I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to say each consonant. I'm going to say each vowel because that is more formal. That is more correct English. With my friends, very informal situation, I'll speak like this. With colleagues, with bosses, with parents, etc., I will speak good, clean, strong English, just as you should. So now, what is the point of this? Am I telling you to just ignore it? No, you can't ignore it. You want to watch Hollywood movies. You want to watch TV shows. Well, that's where you're going to learn. That's where you're going to practice these sounds by watching these movies, and hopefully, if you can find transcripts, you can find out exactly what they're saying and then listen again to how they're saying it. Or, again, use the context, use the situation. What should they be saying in this situation? That is probably what they are saying, but they squeezed it. You have to open it up. Now, another very good way to practice these is listen to English songs, as long as you can follow the lyrics, because English songs cut sounds all the time. Why? Because it fits the melody. It fits the rhyme. Sometimes one word doesn't rhyme with the other word because of one extra letter. I'll just drop it. We don't need it, as long as it rhymes. So songs are a very good way to listen to for this sort of stuff. Listen to TV shows and movies with transcripts or subtitles or captions or whatever you need. Do dictation. Okay, write things down and try to figure out. Look at the situation. What is going on? What is the person meaning? What does he want to say? What does she intend to say? And figure it all out. Now, I wish I could give you a quiz on this, but you actually have to hear this stuff. And we don't really do sound quizzes. So there's no quiz for this video. But feel free to ask me questions in the comment box under the video on ingvid.com. And if you have any specific things you heard that you want me to maybe explain to you, by all means, ask me. I'll be more than happy to. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and come back again, and we'll see you soon. Bye.